I have no idea where all the time went this year. All of a sudden, we are in the second half of November and the sales have started, including this one from Olight. So today we're going to talk about all the best deals you can get from now until the end of November on their website. Some freebies, the best kind of combination of discounts, and just all the new products that are being made available. Let's go ahead and get started. If you've never seen a sale from Olight, the way they do it is they usually have a free item for either signing up for an account the first time or a returning customer. So if you are signing up for the first time, you'll get an i3E. If you are returning and you've already made a purchase and you have an account, you're going to get this. Now, this is a new product called the O-Strip. This is a programmable light that can also work via Bluetooth. It is something that you'll get for free if you purchase or you are below the diamond tier. So something of note, if you also don't know, they have a reward system. When you sign up, you get free coupons, etc., etc. So a lot of you guys have heard me talk about that in the past. It's still the case, and it is actually a very nice incentive program. You do get a lot of free stuff, you get discounted coupons, and many other things. So that's really, really cool. Okay. Excuse me. Let's move on to what is probably Olight's #1 or #2 selling flashlight, and that is the Baton 4. In this case, the premium version, which comes with a charging case. There are 2 new colorways and 1 new material that is now available. So the first one is this, and I really, really like the texture and the way it looks. It's beautiful fit and finish on this. Still has the 1300 lumen maximum output, over 7000 candela. Very, very comfortable and easy to use. Magnetic tail, which also you can use with the charging case and charge via Type-C. So it has the ability to charge within the case. The case will continue to refill the flashlight, and it can do so 5 times, which is amazing. It's one of the reasons why I carried the Baton 4 when I went on a camping trip recently, and they're just awesome. On top of being able to charge up the flashlight 5 times, there's a 5000 milliamp hour battery, a 21700 in here, and the electronics allows it to reverse charge, meaning you can use the charging case to charge up your phone. So the complete package is one of my favorite overall combinations. It has a near perfect user interface. The pot clip's decent. There's just a lot of good things about it. So this one is limited. If you like the colorway, it will be available during the sale. In addition to that, they have finally released a titanium option for the Baton 4. So a lot of people were clamoring for this, and now it is here. Something of note that I don't think everyone is aware of, and a couple people have already made the purchase without checking. This has a maximum output of 1100 lumens, which is 200 lumens lower than all of the aluminum variants. The reason for this, titanium is not as good a conductor as aluminum or copper or any of those types of metals that have a high conductivity. So because of that, it doesn't dissipate the heat nearly as well within the body. So to compensate, they have lowered the output so it takes a longer time for it to heat up. That's kind of the way they've compensated. I do feel a little bit like this was a missed opportunity to release it with a high CRI emitter like a Nicha 519A, Samsung LH351D. And if you don't know what those words are, don't worry about it. You probably don't need that. But if you have experienced a flashlight with a high CRI, making it seem just like the light that comes from the sun, it is really a life-changing experience, especially if you have eyes that, well, need a little help like mine. So I would have really liked to have seen that here, but overall I think people are going to be pretty happy with it. Quality control is excellent. These have a lifetime warranty, as does everything from Olight. So great choices, something to take a look at, and they will not make these again. So if you want them, get them while you can. All right, so let's talk about the Arkfeld series. They're all on sale right now. The first 2 that came out, which is the base model Arkfeld and the Arkfeld UV, they are available in the DIY section. So you go over there and you can get items either 30 or 40% off, depending on whether you get 1 or 2. All right, so that's a section that you have to find independently. Unfortunately, they don't make that easy to access. But you should know it's there because 40% discount's pretty substantial. Now, the other ones, there aren't any new variations or colorways, but there is for the Pro model. And they have this one right here, which is really, really well done. The pictures definitely don't do it justice. And they also have a red model. Very festive, for sure. So really, really nice job done with this. They also replaced the little dot here with some little snowflake, which I like. I think that's really cool. Now, of note, and this is something that I've done with every single version of the Pro or Ultra that I've ever gotten. They come standard with double press activating strobe and triple press activating turbo. It makes no sense. They somehow got convinced that for safety reasons to do that. Meanwhile, every single other Olight has the reverse thing being true, where double press is turbo and triple press is strobe. So I have it already fixed here, which now I double press and I get my 1300 lumens, or triple press. Now, strobe warning here, guys. Gives me the strobe. Okay? So the way you fix this, and I'm going to go back to this stock variation, is you lock out the light, which is a hold press, and then when it turns off, you let go. Now it is locked out. You notice that nothing is turning on, right, with the little red light. Now I can press this button 10 or more times and then hold press on whatever that number is. You'll see it flash, and now it is swapped back. So now, unfortunately, it has the original, which is double press for strobe, warning on that. Oh, wait, we have to lock it out, sorry. Locked out. Now it's unlocked, double press for strobe, triple press for turbo. I don't like that. I don't think it makes any sense. I've talked about why it doesn't make sense. If you have an issue with turning things on in your pocket, for the God's sakes, just lock it out or turn it on to UV, because guess what? In UV, you can't double press or triple press. It does not, it can, at worst, it turns on, but it's not burning anything, okay? Nothing, there's no damage that's happening here, okay? I would not, you know, anyway, that's one of my thoughts. It is true that if you are in laser and you turn it on and then you double press, you do get both the laser and the flashlight simultaneously. It's actually a really cool feature that allows this to work in settings where you want to not only show an area, but also show a specific point in that area. I really, really like that about this flashlight. But yeah, just lock it out. It's really easy to do. Just hold press, and then that's it. And now it's locked out. And then it's pretty easy to unlock as well. So turn it back on, and then boom, there you go. All right, that's it. Now, they're also having a sale on the Ultra. And I'm actually surprised they put the sale up again, because they already had a sale for this. I guess it's just a continuation. That's great, because I think that if you're going to only buy one of the 4 that are available, I think you should go with the Ultra. It is more expensive, but let me explain why. So first and foremost, they have replaced the plastic lens on the other models with a glass one. So any issues that you might have had with heat causing the plastic to melt, or if something smudge gets on the front and it heats up too much, that was enough to potentially melt the plastic at that point. That's the first thing. The second thing is this material. This OAL material is wild. It is absolutely wild. It is the coolest thing I have ever seen as far as new materials are concerned in the everyday space, because it maintains the functionality, the heat dissipation capability of aluminum, while having a hardness around 65 HRC. What does that even mean to a layman? It means that it's so hard, I can literally hone a knife on the flashlight itself. Okay? That's what it means, among other things. It means it's very, very resistant, but it also is hard enough to literally become like something you can use as a sharpener. It's that ridiculous. I love this new material. It is essentially, if they weren't a little bit different in shape, they probably would be the same weight or close to it, as far as I know. And it's barely any different from in weight, even as is. I would absolutely go with the Ultra. If you're going to pick one, go with the Ultra. You will not regret it. Lifetime warranty, IP67, I should say. Very, very good. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Holy moly, almost forgot. They are releasing a limited version of the Pro model in copper. Now, unlike these other two, this thing weighs a ton. It is literally a solid billet of copper. This thing is wild. Now, I have pretty strong belt, and I like to carry relatively heavy things, but I think that you have to be a certain kind of man or woman to be willing to carry something this hefty. That being said, it is gorgeous. They have done a phenomenal job on the milling on this thing. The black wash they did on this copper, even the fact that they matched the copper clip. I mean, just the attention to detail is really phenomenal on this light. So the same things apply with this light as it does with all of the others. You can change the strobe and turbo if you want to, and of course warranty, output, and so on. It's also of note that the Ultra is 100 lumens more. It's not a big difference, but it is a difference worth noting. That's pretty much it for the Arkfeld. That's what I would recommend. I would go with the Ultra. That's just my opinion. From a functional perspective, I think it's tippity top. It just has the durability of lights that are made in other materials like titanium, but yet doesn't have to take on the weight or the downsides that are involved with titanium. So just awesome. Can highly recommend any of these. For this section, I'm going to try to make it quick. There are a ton of stuff on sale. The Sphere, which is a new model coming out in red, very, very cool. This has basically replaced the original Opal. I cannot believe that they were able to maintain the sub $20 price tag, because this thing just, I mean, it rocks. Not only does it have a billion different like light settings, you can do red, flashing red, like, okay, it's a little bit too bright. Let me turn it down. Hold press for going down. Too bright. Oh, that was as low as it gets. All right. They have a bunch of different color options along with everything else. Double press turns it off. Hold press gives you moonlight, which I love. I love these things. These are great. And they are on sale. You can buy them in groups of 4 with chargers and so on. They're all on sale. Definitely worth a pickup. And if you don't have one. These are probably the go-to lights of the majority of my family members who use them for reading lights because they have a warm white color, and they're also able to stick to a bunch of different things. This will actually stick to the corner of the metal sheathing that goes with drywall a lot of times, so you'll be amazed at how many places you can actually put this. And now with the additional area that is exposed that actually lights up, it's even better than it used to be. So definitely check out the Opal. You'll like those. The Seeker 4, I feel like this is like the 3rd video. All you really need to know is that there's 2 new colorways. If you want it, go for it. They're pretty cool, I have to say. I am a huge fan of the way this sheath works because it takes some of the drawbacks of having the proprietary charging out from being an issue. You have a waterproof Type-C port right here that can charge the flashlight, and when it's sitting inside the case for a certain amount of time, it actually will lock itself out automatically. When you pull it out, it unlocks itself automatically. There is also a horizontal holster if you want one with that, so keep that in mind. But, I mean, these are great lights. There's nothing more really to say about it other than if you have been thinking about it or you like the new colorways, feel free to go for it. Don't forget that if you have been purchasing these for a while, you may have points you can use to generate coupons that will reduce the price of these items. You can do that as you go. So there's some added benefits, of course, to having an account. That is one of them. So yeah, Seeker 4, Opal, Sphere, great choices. Now we have something new. This is the Oclip Pro. Now when I saw it initially, I thought it was a lot smaller. I thought it was literally just a multi-emitter version of the original Oclip. Well, I was very much wrong. This is a significantly heftier flashlight. It has a maximum output of 380 lumens when using a spot function, which is this emitter right here. You'll see a nice little spot area that's going to give you maximum beam distance. Or you can flip it over and it will give you a 500 lumen max for the floody emitter. So two different positions. You can see that there, right? And it also has a red light. So we turn on the red light. Hold press will take it to low. Double press will take you to high. So you do have a couple of different options with the red light. So that is pretty cool. I just don't know if this makes more sense than buying a Perrin Mini 2. So first of all, this is IPX6, this is IPX8, so this is fully waterproof. This one is not. This light having a clip that can move around means that you can kind of set it up on your collar or on your button-down shirt and you can direct it exactly where you want it. So that's very, very useful. At least I find it to be so. It also has a higher output, quite a bit significantly higher. And you don't really need a spot emitter that's only 380 lumens when so many other flashlights can do that job better with a much higher candela rating than this light does, like by significant numbers, like 10, 20 times as bright. So I just don't feel like they nailed the combination. I don't have a problem with the overall form factor. I think what they should do in the future is swap out that spot emitter for UV and then, or like, you know, put the flood emitter there, spot emitter, I'm sorry, the UV emitter here, which would give you maybe a little bit of a better combination. That actually might make sense. That actually would come in handy, I think, for a lot of people. Just a personal opinion. It does have a built-in Type-C port, just like with the original Oclip. Now, the only difference is that this is a silicone cover. This one is sort of a metal spring cover, if you will. Pretty cool. I got mixed feelings about this. I'm not so sure if this is something that I would buy personally. I'm curious to hear if you disagree, and that's fine. I would really want to understand the context, though, of why you would pick to choose this light. Because that would be useful to me for me to be able to explain to other people. So let me know down in the comments if you would potentially pick up this clip. Now, I will also mention, I almost forgot, this does have a magnetic attachment point right here, in addition to having the clip itself. Same as with the original Oclip. So this is the magnet on this side. So it's a little bit different. This one's on the bottom, this one's on the top, but they still kind of function very similarly. That's pretty much all I need to say about the Oclip Pro. It's a cool release. It's a different light. It's certainly showing off their ability to put a lot of features in a very compact package. I just don't know if this is going to strike everyone as being an essential, if that makes any sense. I'm only going to touch on the Baldr S for a few seconds because I'm likely going to do an independent review later on in the next week or so. This is a gun light, and in order for me to really review it, I have to get some hands-on experience and go out to the range with a friend of mine who is there pretty much every single week. So we're going to test this together and we're going to give you some more feedback. But in the meantime, I'm sure that a lot of other reviewers will be covering it. So take a look around. This is definitely going to be something to pick up at the discounted rate if you find it to be good. I will tell you one thing that I already am really impressed with is this adjustable section that not only locks onto the firearm, but also locks this exactly in place. So really, really cool system. Double switches, 800 lumens, the laser included. So very, very cool. Let's put that aside for now. More up my alley is the P1S. So this is a scissor-based version of the Nextool Mini Sailor that's being built for Olight by Nextool, meaning that this is covered by Olight's lifetime guarantee, which I find to be pretty awesome. They're basically no questions asked kind of warranty more often than not, as long as you're not trying to take advantage of them. This tool has a can opener, bottle opener. It has a small blade. It has a two-dimensional Phillips with a little lanyard ring tucked in behind it. It has a flathead as well as a SIM card extraction tool. And then the last thing on here, this is what's really different, is this diamond file, which is awesome, plus a crosscut and a large flathead at the very end. So I really like the addition of this tool. They basically only have one with the plier in that spot. And yeah, and if you can imagine a plier in that spot, it's probably not a very significant plier, right? Yeah, I definitely think this is a huge upgrade in my opinion. I really, really like this change. Now the scissor is okay. It's certainly better than a Micra, but it's not necessarily the best one I've ever seen. Like, it certainly can cut through the paracord, and I'm not having a lot of issues as long as I don't try to rush it. But I've had better tools. It is very, very robust. It has much thicker blades than most. It has no trouble with small wire ties. I think this is actually going to be a great option. Unfortunately, it is not on sale, but if you were planning on picking one up, it might not be a bad idea to do it at kind of the same time as anything else in this sale. So that's pretty much everything I want to say. There are a lot of other items that are worth looking at. This is kind of the sale where they pull out all the stops. Basically everything is on sale. So click on all products and scroll through everything before you hit that purchase icon. And don't forget that this thing is going for a few weeks. So you can take your time. There are a few that will probably not be there, however, when you go to purchase. The first one that comes to mind is the pen season set. I don't expect that thing to last even a few days. I have a feeling that's going to sell out, especially since the O-Pen, or the O-Pen Mini 2, I guess is what it's called, is a brand new feature that has both a pen and a pencil and a bolt action. It's very, very cool. I have a feeling they're going to sell out pretty quickly because it's an exclusive that they don't repeat, and those colorways will never show up again. And the price is really good. 4 pens for $37 with a bolt action, all aluminum construction with a bunch of spare components. I mean, it's actually a pretty decent deal. So that is the one I would definitely pick up before you consider anything else. I think that one is likely not going to be there if you wait too long. Other than that, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about the items that we've covered so far. Are you going to buy a titanium version of the light, or would you rather stick to the aluminum, which is going to be more functional? Yeah, just let me know what you think. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And if you do end up getting one of these O-strips, let me know what you use it for. I'm thinking about how I'm going to use mine, and I definitely would love some ideas. As always, thank you guys so much for your time, and we'll talk again soon.